Alright, so the next color that I'm going to be painting is the Khaki Drab, and that is going to be on the body. Let me put this over here for a second so that it's easy for you guys to see. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why didn't I put the Khaki Drab on the umbilicals? I am, but I'm going to put it in between, give it an extra layer of color, like a two-tone color on the umbilicals for both around here, the legs, and of course the neck. But for this guy, I'm going to paint this. See how it looks. I'm kind of liking this color. Should have used a shorter one of my shorter versions of the alligator clip holders. The longer ones is not a very good choice, especially when you want to paint it. This came out really nice. There we go. That looked really nice. I don't know if you can see this clearly. There we go. Let's see. When it dries up, right now it still has a shine to it, but when it dries up, the color will be pretty good on this. Alright, let's move on to the next color. So the next color that I'm going to paint is going to be the olive green. And I'm going to begin with this little guy right here. I got my airbrush ready to go. And let's see what kind of results we get out of this paint. Kind of cool color. Again, I'm just gonna give it one pass and then I'll give it a second pass when it dries up a bit. Don't want to oversaturate it. I really like how the upper thigh came out, because you don't even see the seam line. You will learn to appreciate how these parts come out when you really cover up the seam lines pretty well. Of course, it depends also on how the paint's coming out. I may have put too much thinner on, so again, I'll wait until it dries up and then I'll give it another pass. Next up is a skirt. Might as well cover the entire part. Front skirt. I'm going to see if I can put it in a position where you guys can see this clearly. No, let's try this way. There we go. See if this works. Mix up the paint a bit. I must have put too much thinner on this. I may have to balance it up with more paint. Give me a second here. Just give it a little bit more paint in there. Okay, let's try the shoulder here. It's going on a little too wet. I'll just give it a light coating. I'm not going to oversaturate it. Give me something else here I could show you guys. Oh, okay, here's one of the shoulder armor. The sport. Some parts is going to be repainted, especially the joints, into a darker tone color. For now, I just want to get the major part of it taken care of. Let me get the hands taken care of as well. There we go. Take care of the fist. This thing is, I'm not liking how the paint is applying, but again, I'm going based on the fact that maybe after I give it another pass, it'll even out a bit. So I'm going to let you guys go right now, and I'm going to continue on spray painting these parts And then hopefully we'll see the final results soon enough. Alright, so now I'm in the detailing part of my kit, where some parts has to be detailed up a bit, and airbrushing is not something I can do for detailing. For example, this one, even though I spray painted it, its color, the inside color is still covered up. As a matter of fact, actually not this part, this is okay. But this one, the railings, I decided to paint it black, because sooner or later it's going to be covered up with the missile launchers, which I'm going to wait until this is dry, and then I'm going to apply not the thin glue, I'm going to try to apply a thicker glue so that way it stays there, you know, strong. I haven't painted the missiles yet. That's going to be my next thing to do, but it's most likely it's going to be hand painted. With such small detail like this, hand painting is probably the best bet to go with this. Now, some of the other parts are still in the other room right now because I just covered it with Mr. Surfacer Flat to give it a flat coat and to protect the paint. But some parts I haven't done it yet, and that's the umbilicals like this right here. Now, I'm going to use my Mr. Gundam marker, panel line marker, to panel line the insides of this. Unfortunately, I wish I had the black version of this because this would have been perfect for this, but the color matches the same thing for this, so it's not going to be perfect. So I don't know if you guys can see this here. I'm going to start with this part, this side first. And let's see now if I can do it. Hopefully the zoom stays there in place. The width of the umbilicals in between is perfect enough for me to do this. I know many people probably say I should just, you know, do the other way of doing it, the professional way, but this one is sufficient enough. I got to do this on the joints of the hands. And I'm going to give it a little bit more detail on the rifle. Okay, get this on here. Now I'm going to flip it over and paint the other side. And I gotta do this on, these are the legs, I gotta do the ones for the waist, and of course the head. So I don't know if you guys can see this clearly. Once I get the nice color tone to this, I will then cover it with the Mr. Surfacer to seal it up. The other thing, of course, is I just sent an email to the owner of Samuel Decals. I guess his name is Sam, or Samuel. And I asked him, I'm ordering decals. Well, first of all, I'm ordering the ones for the Titus, the Dark Titus, which I'm going to need. Reasonable price he offered. And then I asked him to send me the quote on Federation and Xeon decals at 1/44th scale. Now this one comes with decals, but I want to see what other decals I can put on this if I can. So this is going to take me some time, and in my next video you will see the final results of the Enigma Zaku.